Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success, episode 208. It's good to see everybody on here this afternoon. Thanks for bearing with us. It is Monday. It's Monday. Awesome. I'm excited about Monday. It's good to see my good friend and co-host, the one and only Matt Maddox, who's back in his home studio, back from Louisiana. And I'm back in Studio 11, so it's good to be back. Hopefully we'll have a few less technological issues. And it's good to see you, my friend. Did you have safe travels today, I assume?
I did. And also, don't forget that starting tomorrow, our show, Fuel for Success, will be at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time instead of 9 a.m. Just make a note of that, everybody. 9:30. Then, of course, Mike and I are going to be together in Washington, D.C. in, 2 days? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, Friday. Friday we'll do the show together. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But anyways, looking forward to today's show, Mike. I'm going to do a little demonstration here in a minute and talk about this. I took this with me to Louisiana. I was still on the road, able to juice 3 times a day, which was amazing. I felt like $1 million. I slept good. My body felt good. My energy was at an all-time high because of the power of juicing. But speaking of juicing, okay, I got to have lunch with Vesta Mangan on Friday, and I picked her brain about her habits and her secrets, what's made her great. Now, she is 90. I accidentally put this, she's 80, but she's actually getting ready to turn 90, so she's 89. Vesta Mangan, the one and only, juices every single morning. And what she does is she does one of my favorite juices, actually, which is carrots, beets, and apples, which the beets, obviously, you go for health there because it doesn't taste as good. But I was talking to Anthony Mangan, which even got me going on this, and he said, hey, I juice every morning. My mom brings me almost a gallon of carrot juice every morning. So I started talking to her about it, buddy. She's passionate. She told me everywhere she goes, she travels with her juicer, which I thought was just awesome. Yeah, I thought that was cool. So let me just introduce what I've got in here today. This particular juice is in my new book, Just Juice It. It's a really good, refreshing, good afternoon juice. It's got spinach. It's got raspberries. It's got grapes, watermelon, and pineapple. Now, always remember this, guys. On your NutriBullet, when you get it, there's a thing that says Max. Okay? Now, me personally, I'm over Max. That's how I live. But there it is, Max. Always fill your fruit up to that. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, you don't want liquid more than max, or it'll actually slow the NutriBullet.
Spit it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, my liquid goes to the max, and Mike is correct. So what you do is, this is the big one right here. And you fill it to the max with your fruits and your vegetables. Always wash your fruits and vegetables before you juice. Now, a lot of times, Mike, people actually get their produce home from the grocery store, wash it, and then put it away. I don't do that. I actually wash it, and I write about this in my book of why. I wash it right before I juice. So anyways, what's in here is one of Mike's favorites, coconut water. That's right. 100% organic coconut water. So I like to use coconut water with my juicing, especially when I'm doing this type of juice. And it's literally this simple. You see, you got your NutriBullet here, and it's a matter of setting it in there, and first of all, making sure I got it plugged in. That's huge. How are you, Mike? Put that there. That's a live demonstration of how easy it is. So I'm going to let it go for maybe 30 seconds or so. I like to juice mine up real good. Simply take it out.
Just for the record and for future reference, when you're doing that, don't bother talking because we can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, that's funny. What I was saying was some life-changing stuff. I was just saying I usually let it go about 30 seconds. And then, usually you can drink it right out of right out of this. Most
do.
of the time, I just pour it in another cup just to mix it up one last time. But sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll go ahead and drink it right out of there. So while we talk about health and weight loss, my friends, I'm going to make every one of you jealous with an amazing juice that I will be drinking on the show here.
That's good. I usually drink it right
word.
out the cup. Yeah.
How do you guys go without this? How? Tell me how you can even sleep at night without this. How do you live? Like, me going without juicing is like a fish not having water. I don't even know how people do it.
Yeah. Hey, Matt mentioned his book. Link's right up there, mattmaddox.com/JJI. Go there right now, buy the book, and it'll get shipped off to you. Ashley's asking me if I noticed any specific juices that helped improve my health when I was fighting Lyme's disease.
Mike, while you were talking about the link, that's how you juice, my friends. Hear me? You don't think about it. You don't plug your nose. You just drink it. Feels good. Anyways, back to our discussion, Mike. Health and weight loss, my friend.
Yeah, I was just saying Ashley had asked a question about whether I noticed any juices that particularly were helpful when I was fighting Lyme's disease, because I know she's fighting that now. For me, I did like a 14-day detox that was really designed more
Share
to
that.
cleanse.
I'll still be able to hear. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I got to rinse this real quick because I don't want to. But keep sharing. I'll hear it. It's motivational.
Go ahead. Go do your dishes. We'll just be here doing a show. It's okay. Yeah, so actually I did like a 14-day detox, which I didn't use a Nutribullet at all. I just used a centrifugal juicer to keep all the pulp out, because what I wanted to do was allow my body to regenerate as much as possible during that period of time. And that was primarily really to combat the side effects of doing like 90 days of doxycycline, which is a powerful broad-spectrum antibiotic. And so that's what I did. But I noticed that especially the greens, the more greens you can get, the better off you are, and especially the dark greens like the kale. Kale's got a really...
My.
Kale's got a strong flavor, so I did a lot of chard as well.
Good.
Welcome back to the show.
I know, I laughed so hard. You said, don't worry, just go do your dishes while we're doing our show here.
Sorry, hang on, I'm going to vacuum quick, and we'll just kidding.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. My whatever you call OCD would not let me just have that sit there, although it would have been fine. You know, I wouldn't have been able to do the show with it just sitting on my desk like that. I just wouldn't have been able to. But anyways, so I'm glad that helped, Ashley.
That actually is a great practical tip. The faster you rinse your juicer, the better off you're going to be.
Well, yeah, the longer it'll last. And keep the juicer clean, absolutely. And it's hard. Mike, we know from Mission 25, don't we? You try cleaning the juicer. We were in a hurry one day, and we were like pressing for time. And we're talking like what we run, like 6 juicers, carrot and apple juice. We're like, we'll just go do the hummus real quick and just, rinse it and clean it when we get back. Yeah. We're not going to tell the rest of the story, but no worries. We keep our stuff extremely clean. But
it's a lot more work if you wait. Yeah.
And if you're not happy that we did that, then you start showing up and helping, because we need more volunteers. We need some people to help wash the juicers. We can't do it all.
We'll put a brush in your hand. You'll be all right. Have you seen the Juice Bullet, Matt? Lance is asking. Went to buy a Nutribullet, noticed today. So
I have not seen it. Believe it or not, I saw an infomercial about the Ninja the other day, and I almost bought it. I thought, you know what? Why not? I want one of every juicer just in case. But right now, Lance, I'm sold on the Nutribullet because it's worked for me. It's brought me nothing but success. It's worked for me. I make no money from them, although I should, because I believe I've at least helped sell maybe 5,000 to 10,000 of those worldwide. But between Mike and I together, they should be paying us a cut. But we need to get our own brand of juicer, Mike. The Fuel for Success juicer, man. How about it?
We'll add that to the list.
Well, with our new product that's getting ready to come out, believe me, juice juice companies are going to be coming after us. Like, they're going to be standing at our door. They're going to be sleeping in their cars waiting for us to come outside.
Yeah, actually, Lance is asking if he can sport a Superman shirt like yours if he juices. Absolutely, Lance. We highly encourage that. Superman, Batman, whatever your specific preference is, Green Lantern, whatever. It's all good.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sonya just got the Jack LaLanne, but it's missing half the parts, so you can't use it yet. It's a bummer, isn't it? Sorry to hear that. Here, the good news is in my new book, Just Juice It, I specifically give recipes just for the Jack LaLanne. So anybody that uses a Jack LaLanne, a.k.a. Juice Man, or any of these other type of juicers where you push the juice down, that's an actual juicer, there's some specific recipes you'll want to use. There's certain fruits and vegetables I don't put in my NutriBullet, that I use specifically my Jack LaLanne for. And then obviously, I've got friends that juice their spinach through their Jack LaLanne. I'm like, there's rarely, you're rarely going to get any juice out of that. That's why, same thing with kale, which you were saying something about kale, Mike. A lot of people ask me, because I see a lot of my drinks that I put on Instagram or Facebook, they ask if I ever juice kale. Here's the deal. I do juice kale, but I actually do a lot of my juices with spinach. And what I do is I eat my kale in coconut oil and some cayenne pepper and a few other spices for me. And of course, I do juice it, but a lot of times I'll eat my kale raw. It just depends. Because a lot of times, if you're going to make a juice and you're going to use kale instead of spinach, it is going to affect the taste. So I try to get my kale in my body other ways, although I still do it. When I'm doing my just straight up don't care how it tastes juices, the beets, the garlic, the broccoli, the kale, the red pepper, the tomato, it's like these people make me laugh. They, I think, I don't want to anybody that I can't remember who, somebody recently was talking about B8 juice. And B8 juice, again, perception, we think that B8 juice is healthy, when in reality, it's not healthy. And one of the things you'll find that a lot of times these companies that, it's like you go to McDonald's, right? And you get let me break it down for you. Ready for this? Never eat fruit from McDonald's. You think, well, it's McDonald's, I'm going to make a healthier choice. I've got a friend of mine that actually works for the #1 company in America. That's all they do is they actually take bad pieces of fruits and vegetables and they use these chemicals to remix them together and kind of recreate the fruit and vegetable. And he said they are so, and this is one of the guys that's like an engineer for the company. He actually works for them. He said they are so bad for you. And they are. A lot of times, you get this fruit, from McDonald's or wherever, and you think, oh, I'm getting a yogurt and fruit, and while the rest of your family's getting a Big Mac and fries. Look, if you've already gone through the doors of McDonald's, my friends, you've lost the battle. You might as well just go down. You know what I'm saying?
You
might as well just go down.
Hey, got a couple of questions that came in. Here's a great one from Lance. He's asking about, and of course, we love to do the carrot and apple juice in the Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer, extracts the juice from the pulp. And he's asking, is there a downfall to doing carrot and apple in like a blender, like a Ninja or a NutriBullet sort of a thing where you get the pulp as well?
There's not really a downfall per se. In fact, drinking all of it, if it's broken down right, that's why, there's not. I mean, I've seen studies on both sides where people say, it's actually bad to drink the pulp. I don't personally believe that. I've seen both sides of the debate, and, I don't think that there's that big of a difference whether you extract the pulp or not. In fact, sometimes when you do extract the pulp, sometimes you are actually losing some of the nutritional value of that fruit and vegetable.
Right.
So That's where I write about a lot in my book about keeping juicing simple. This is something that's really not going to make that big of a difference in you, whether you do the pulp or don't do the pulp. Well, what's your take on that, Mike?
I think, first of all, do what makes you happy, because the stuff that you like is the stuff that you're going to continue to do. So if you like it with the pulp, by all means, drink it with the pulp, because I would rather, even if there was like a 5% loss in nutrition, I would rather you drink it with the pulp than not drink it at all, right? But I would also say this. There is a specific, as I was talking when I was doing like a juice fast to sort of recover from a long-term antibiotic use, I didn't take any pulp in just because I wanted to give my digestive system as much break as it could possibly have for those 14 or 21 days. I don't remember how long it was exactly. And so when there's no pulp, then your digestive system doesn't have to do any extra work. And that was just giving my whole body a break so it could detox itself on like a massive detox. So in that case, the pulp needs to be digested. The juice without the pulp takes less energy to digest. And so for that very specific, very narrow case, I think that I can make a case for not having the pulp. But overall, just as a general like juicing lifestyle, I would say do whichever you have the equipment for, whichever you like.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to go back on this because I love what Britton said, about a small smoothie. See, we do this the best in America. We eat and drink things that we perceive are healthy. And that's a major, we've talked about this before, case in point. The other day I went to go get, I was meeting a buddy of mine. He was at a little coffee shop in Alexandria. And I wanted some tea. And I wanted some iced tea. But I don't like sweet tea, obviously, because of the sugar. And I make my own teas, of course. And I actually brought my tea maker to Alexandria and made a pitcher of tea every day. So I ordered a peach ginger tea. And my first question was, now let me ask you this. Do you guys do the tea from the actual tea bag, or do you like pour peach syrup in the tea? Because that makes a huge difference. Like sometimes you go to a restaurant, right? Maybe Applebee's, and you'll say, what kind of tea do y'all have? And they'll, oh, we got peach, we got raspberry. Oh, peach tea, that sounds refreshing. What you don't realize is that the flavoring, the syrup of that peach tea is extremely bad for you. Same thing with smoothies. A lot of times people think they're getting a smoothie, so I'm healthy. All this is healthy. What they don't realize is that, once again, sometimes there's syrups in these smoothies, highly processed fruits and vegetables that aren't even organic and healthy, that the sugar intake that are in these smoothies. So be careful when you think that we're doing healthy things, that we give the look that it's healthy because we want to, it's like people that drink V8 juice, right? Again, I'm not knocking those that drink V8 juice. I'm just cautioning you a little bit not to get so sold on this idea. Like I've got friends that drink tea out of the can. Well, in my book, I actually not forbid, but I highly discourage people that go get these cans of, tea from the shelf. They think, oh, I'm drinking green tea. I stopped drinking Diet Coke. Now I drink green tea every day. And they got these, highly sugar-filled green teas that have syrups in them. It's not good for you. It's really not. I think that at the end of the day, the safest and smartest way is to go organic on everything as much as possible. And then you should, make your own. That's what I was going to tell you. Make your own. Go organic as much as possible.
Agree. Sonia's asking about naked smoothies. I think we've covered this once before, but your thoughts on it real quick?
We have covered it. I did write about it in my book, so I'm going to be brief and make you guys read it. I'm against it. I wouldn't drink it. Ah, look who's here. Is that Hannah Banana?
No, this is Ariel. She just woke up from a nap. My good friend Tommy Parmenter and Lacey Parmenter. Can you say hi to Matt?
Hi, sugar. What a doll. Mike, I'm starting to get baby fever. I held a baby last night. I'm going to see my cousin Travis and Amber's baby this week. Ah, yep. What a cutie. You like Mike?
Yeah, I'm her favorite. Just saying. I mean, next to mom and dad, clearly. Am I your favorite? Give me a high five.
Good job, Ellen. Good choice. Again, I don't want to discourage all you out there. How you doing? Is the naked juice healthier than Kool-Aid? Absolutely. Is it healthier than a Mountain Dew? Sure. Is it your best choice? No. Is it really as healthy as they portray it is? No. So, I would say, you know what? At the end of the day, just bite the bullet and get a NutriBullet. Go get some good raw organic fruits and vegetable and make your own naked drinks. It's cheaper.
Exactly.
Hey, it's cheaper, my friends. It's cheaper to actually juice your own than to buy the naked drinks.
Hey, Tommy asked a question a little while ago, Tommy Turner. What are your thoughts on Powerade Gatorade? Be right back.
Oh, okay. Well, just go ahead and go and disappear while exercising. You know what I've done, Tommy? My son's the only kid on his baseball team that doesn't drink Gatorade or Powerade. Poor kid. He brings coconut water. You will get more electrolytes and more hydration from coconut water than you'll get with Gatorade and Powerade put together. Again, perception. You think, Gatorade is healthy. It's good for athletes. That's all marketing, my friend. And I love the Florida Gators because we're the ones that created the stuff. But the amount of chemicals, syrup, there's more bad in it than good. So you'd rather get your electrolytes from coconut water and just water with lemon. At the end of the day, if you juice like you should, drink a lot of water with lemon, and you start increasing coconut water, and you know what? My son loves it. And it literally is so much better for you to drink coconut water than Gatorade.
Yeah. Sonia's apparently a Seminoles fan. I'm not sure if she can stay on the show.
Kick her off if you don't mind. She's no longer welcome. We're not fans of the Florida State Criminals.
Yeah, so Gatorade is typically just water with sugar and some salt.
Really,
Mostly
yeah.
Sugar.
Yeah, and that's right. It really is. And then they say, well, it's got electrolytes. It's good for athletes. You know what? The best athletes that are really into high performance, the best, actually don't drink Gatorade because of how bad it is for your body.
Yeah. Yeah, I avoid it. Hey, this is a kind of a long question from Ashley, and she's asking about juicing when you have candida, which is sort of an overabundance of the wrong kind of bacteria and things in your gut, an imbalance in your gut flora, if you will. And there's some evidence that shows that probably high sugar levels contribute to that. So what are your thoughts on this, Matt?
Well, I don't know as much about this particular disease, so I want to be cautious. And of course, anytime Mike and I give advice on Monday, Monday's all about motivation and encouragement. We're not doctors. We're literally here just to encourage people to exercise, to juice, to eat organic raw fruits and vegetables, salads, avoid red meat, avoid sugar, avoid white flour. That's our message. That's our hardcore message. So I'm careful, Ashley. I'm going to give my opinion, but I'm extremely careful with it only because I know so little about it. I will research it now, having this question, which I appreciate. And Mike, I'm loving all the questions from our audience today. They're doing what we love, and that's the Q&A. And I'm loving it. And I'm loving the comments as well. Does adding greens to fruit lower the sugar intake? Yes, of course. But I would definitely, limit maybe if your sugar, is bad for this. I would definitely limit the amount of fruit that you put in your juices, and I would do a high greens juicing. And I know it's not as good, but I would maybe do a lot of spinach and kale and broccoli and different types of juices with more greens and a little bit of fruit. So that's my take on it. Mike, you want to throw anything
Yeah.
different on there, that'd be great.
Two things. First of all, I'm going to contact Dr. Charles on this specific question, just ask him because I'm curious to know a little bit deeper information about Candida because I'm not that familiar with it, and I'd love to get his take on it. Maybe we can get him on the show and ask him about it. The other thing is, remember that sugar, natural sugar from fruits and vegetables is a lot different than processed sugars, and it'll affect your body a lot differently. As I said before, actually, in my case with fighting Lyme's and that sort of thing, I got a lot of good results from green specifically anyway, so I'll go with Matt on that definitely. Increase your green intake just because it's going to give you that additional boost to your system. But the other thing that I would say is that also eat raw foods and anything that you can to get those good bacteria, probiotics, a good high quality probiotic, and then also the raw fruits and vegetables that keep those bacteria flowing in. So
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I can't overemphasize how extreme I would be about carrot juicing and greens juicing if I had any type of sickness whatsoever. I would be extreme about it. And I love Ashley's attitude. She said, I want to get well, so I'll drink it even if it's gross. And Ashley, that's the spirit to have. Because listen, at the end of the day, believe you me, any type of grossness that you might experience from juicing is far worth it's worth way beyond any type of grossness you may experience in the moment. I would also do extreme about wheatgrass, Ashley, if I was in your situation. I believe wheatgrass is a healer. I would be a fanatic. I personally, if I was in your situation or any
did we lose you, Matt? I think we lost him for a second here.
no red meat if I had any sickness or disease whatsoever. I would definitely go cold turkey. I would go on an anti-sugar war. I mean, I would, unless any sugar, the only sugar that would ever get my body is what came from fruits in my juicing. I would definitely go on an anti-war against white flour, any type of processed food. I would pretty much do the Daniel's fast as a lifestyle, which is what I pretty much do now. Mike, I believe there's some secrets there. I really do. And I'm not advocating that everybody becomes a vegetarian, but I will tell you this. There is a reason, and this is now a new part of the show, Ashley. This is not towards you at all. There is a reason, Mike, there's so much sickness and disease in this country. I believe it's because of the food we're eating. In fact, I know it is. I know it, that I know it, that I know it, that I know it. It's a result of food and stress and a lack of holistic living, a lack of organic raw fruits and vegetables. And Mike, at the end of the day, God created this body. God knew what he was doing. And man is ruining the body with all the processed foods, GMOs, all the chemicals that we're putting in our body, the toxins. We don't fast enough. We don't detox enough. And, friends, you got to take this very serious. If you have any type of sickness or disease that's major, you've got to go extreme. I mean, you've got to be extreme if you have any type. And I will say this. I'm with Mike on this, and Mike he's been through this. He could actually advise you on step-by-step do's and don'ts, and maybe we will next Monday again, even though I know he's talked about it. Friends, I would put anybody that was major sick or disease on nothing but a juice fast, raw fruits and vegetables for a 30-day cleanse. I would, myself. And again, this has got to be, you got to consult with your doctor on this, of course. This has got to be done, obviously, with wisdom. And so I don't want anybody just to start tomorrow. That's never wise. You got to prep for this kind of stuff. But, Mike, I really believe that there's some people out there, unless it's gone too far, that you could literally cure diseases and sickness in your body right now. Speaking to you as a motivator and an encourager, you can heal any disease or sickness in your body by eliminating stress, cutting out sugar and red meat, and juicing raw fruits and vegetables, and avoiding white flour and processed foods. I wholeheartedly believe that.
I agree completely.
Did I cut out?
No, you got me? Can y'all hear me okay? Apparently Matt couldn't hear me. See what I can do to get him back. Thanks, Lance. I appreciate that.
What part did I cut out?
We could hear you fine, Matt. Can you hear me okay now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Hey,
Yeah.
Mike, I really believe. Again, please don't misunderstand what I'm about to say. It's my own opinion. I would avoid medication at all costs. I would go holistic and all natural in my healing process if I had a disease or sickness, if at all possible. Don't misunderstand what I'm about to say. There are times you need medications. Okay? There are times we do. But Mike, I'm telling you the power of belief in our mind. You know, Mike, can you refresh that analogy you gave a couple weeks ago? I want to refresh it again. You gave an unbelievable analogy about the mind and some kind of study that was done about those that believed a certain thing and those that didn't. It was about something about pain in their body or something. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah. It was actually a research study where they had, they just took some volunteers. I don't remember the exact numbers, but there was a group of volunteers, and they took a harmless plant and said this is poison ivy and rubbed it on their skin. And like 80% of those people exhibited the signs, the symptoms of poison ivy. And then they went to another group of volunteers and said this is a harmless plant, and only one of them reacted. And they actually rubbed them with poison ivy, and only one of those reacted. And so the thought process that they had more of an effect than the actual physiological impact of the plant touching their skin. Is that the one?
It was, and Mike, that's one of my favorite stories, and I so believe it. You know what's funny is I was trying to quote that to somebody the other day, and instead of poison ivy, I must have thought it was knee pain or something like that. Whatever it was good, my friend. And they were motivated. That's all that matters. But now I remember the actual story. Actually, first of all, don't forget, me and Mike are buying you a juicer this week together on Friday in Washington, D.C. We're going after our Fuel for Success right away to go buy your juicer, and then it's going to be shipped to you, signed by us. Awesome to hear you're going the all-natural route. You know what I also believe, Mike? You know what I believe is important in healing? I believe the belief of those that are surrounding you, family, friends, and doctor. If you have a doctor that does not wholeheartely believe in you and believe that you can get well, I would find a new doctor myself. The belief in your mind is so important to your wellness. And those that are surrounding you, your family, your friends, those, I like to call it a staff of healers, Mike. Some of you need more. You know what would be good for you is massage therapy in some of your healing. Some of you in your healing, completely eliminating all stress. If you're sick, your immune system cannot fight off sickness and disease while you're stressed. You have got to get centered, and you have got to come to peace and really, truly get rid of all stress. Because a lot of these sicknesses and diseases are actually triggered by stress and are actually causing other symptoms in your body, because you've got to have a strong immune system. That's why I'm for drinking tea. That's why I'm for stuff like juicing. And that's why I'm for stuff like wheatgrass and coconut oil. All of these things, at the end of the day, my friends, are only making your immune system really strong. And that's the secret to health, is developing a strong immune system.
That's true. Hey, we're out of time. Lance is asking a question about our specific routines at the gym, including cardio and weight training. Maybe we should jump on that next Monday.
Good stuff, Lance. Yeah, Mike, good being with you. Looking forward to our show tomorrow morning at 9:30, guys. Sorry to have to do this. It's just tough for Mike and I after we drop our kids off, and we don't like being late. So 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be with you for Fuel for Success tomorrow. Make a note of it. And, of course, if you ever miss, you're always welcome to grab our link and check out watch the archive. If any of these shows help you, we ask you to pay it forward. We do this for free. Well, there's no charge at all for this. 30 minutes of Q&A, hanging out. So you can go to iTunes and download our podcast, Fuel for Success. Take the link that that got you on this show is the same exact link that you can click to watch this again tonight, tomorrow. Give it to your Aunt Susie, your Grandma Betsy, your cousin Al, and your sister Carol. Just give it away, my friends. God bless you, and we look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless.
Lance, that'll be the time going forward from here on out, just to answer your question, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless. Have an amazing Monday.
Go juice, baby. Get it done. Just juice it.